everyone, and welcome to our Improver Pilates lesson number 6. So lesson number 6 is hopefully getting you prepared to then move into the intermediate section where there is another set of 6 classes. Remember, you don't have to just do one and then the next one and the next one. Stay with one until you feel confident and capable to move on to the next. You'd be surprised how much more challenging the intermediate becomes. So this session is going to sort of put together the whole exercise from what you've already learned from beginner, building it up into improver level and then putting it all together. So you'll see how the progressions have gone over the last 5 sessions and just a few little bit extras on top for today. So just let's get started. So with your feet hip width distance apart, knees soft, and stand tall. Wiggle the fingers and toes. And a couple of shoulder shrugs to take your shoulders back and down. Bringing your pelvis into neutral. Engage your tummy, pelvic floor, and a couple of breaths to remind you to breathe into the ribs. And just take a few seconds to stand tall, allowing your spine to lengthen and your shoulders to relax. Gently turning the head from side to side, moving your head smoothly and slowly. And back to the center, dropping your chin to the chest and drawing it back up. Okay, down again and back up. Move into the shoulders, so rolling them forward, both together. Nice big circles. And changing direction. Focus on the shoulders, keep the hands on your thighs and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Count the arms, breathe in and out. Big arm circles. Checking you're in neutral the whole time, so just not letting the body bend, keep it still. And change direction, breathe in and out. One more time. Into side bend. So arm out, big stretch, reaching up and over. Using the head. Reach, hold, open up a little bit more and release. One more. Reach, stretch, hold a little bit more. And come out a bit gently, other side. Again, reach and stretch up and over. Keeping the weight even through both feet. Hold and release, and one more. And again, hold. Lengthen and stretch, trying to open up the space between the ribs and your hips. And then relax it down. Lovely. Okay, hands out in front. Just keeping the knees soft, hips facing forward, palms in. We're going to twist this time. So following the hand with your eyes, breathe out, twist, reach back behind you, and breathe in, bring it back. So moving from the waist, so it's the ribs and the shoulders that twist, not the hips, knees, or ankles. Palm to the ceiling if you're feeling that your shoulders are ending round your ears. Breathe out and in. Last 2. Last one. And back to the center. Lovely. Now transferring the weight to one foot. Stand up tall. Taking the other foot out to the side. Bring it back in. Lift your knee and then replace. Bending the supporting knee. Straighten as you lift the leg up in front. Keeping your pelvis level the whole time. So watch for it hitching as you lift your knee. Try and keep your pelvis as level as possible. Okay, one more. Mine has a slight little hitch. My left side is my weaker side. So you can see my left hand just goes up a little bit. Last one. Can't count, as you know. Okay, change feet. So foot goes out, in, lift and replace. Bend the supporting knee, straighten as you lift. Not necessarily touching the mat with your foot as it goes out, so challenging your balance. 2 more. Out, in, lift and down. Last one. And relax. Good. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. So into your roll downs, feet parallel, knees soft, tummy in. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, drop your chin to the chest and slowly bend. Let the head hang, let your arms just hang. Breathe in at the bottom and a long breath out. Use your tummy, draw yourself slowly back up to standing. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting the head, and into the next one. Slowly down, breathe in, and a long breath out. Draw yourself back up, rebuild your spine slowly. Relax the shoulders, lift the chin. Excellent. Adding the squat and stretch. So this time, as you bend and get closer to the mat, bend your knees a lot more. Gently press your tailbone to the ceiling. Hold. Try and straighten the legs. Breathe in. Long breath out. Slowly come back up to standing. And down into the next one. Same thing. Second time you find the stretches a lot easier. So into the squat, into the stretch, hold, breathe in, long breath out, slowly come back up to standing. Legs straight if possible, but if the back is feeling a bit tight, remember to bend your knees for the journey up. Last time. So slowly bend. Find the point towards the floor, bend your knees, press your tailbone to the ceiling into the stretch and hold the stretch and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Breathing into the ribs makes you straighten the legs. When you're ready, bring your hands to the mat and walk forward into plank. Bringing the hips down. Now hopefully by this point you should be able to come into that plank position without coming onto hands and knees. However, if you do struggle with your wrists, walk forward into plank but then come down onto your forearms into half plank if you can. Now we're going to bring our body weight forward onto our hands and bring up onto tiptoes and then press your heels back. And again, up, forward, weight forward onto the arms, and then press the heels back. Keep your chin tucked in, look at the mat between your thumbs. One more if you can. You could just still do this little movement if on your forearms. Now press your tailbone to the ceiling as you press your heels back and down into that down dog. Again, if you're not happy with down dog, come straight into child pose. Oh, that's a good stretch. And then bend your knees and relax into child pose. Okay, so coming forward onto your front, we're going to go into a swan dive. So we're going to add a little bit more to your swan dive today. Arms down by your side. So have a little bit of a roll, flatten yourself to the mat, legs relaxed. Engage your tummy, deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift the chest, head, shoulders and arms, keeping your chin tucked in. Breathe in lower. And repeat. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Now we're going to add a little bit more. So lift, hold, breathe in, float the arms out, Level with your shoulders. Breathe out, bring them back to your hips, and breathe in, lower. Legs relaxed if possible. Repeat. So lift. Now as the arms come out, don't let the chest drop. Keep your chin tucked in. Maximum point at this point is arms level with your shoulders. If that is too much, you feel the chest is dropping, don't go so far. Try and breathe through it if you can. One more time, then we'll add a little bit more. And down. So we're going to add an extra breath to try and take the arms right above your head. Again, if you feel that you drop or it's painful for your back, go back to the previous option. So, same position to start. Breathe in, breathe out, lift. Breathe in, arms level to the shoulders, turn them down. Breathe out, take them above your head. Breathe out, bring them back. Turn, breathe in, and lower back down. Oh, quite challenging. Take your time with these. So, number 2, breathe out, lift. Breathe in, turn the arms, breathe out. Breathe in, turn the arms, breathe out, and breathe in. You're obviously on and out breath. You could move straight to the next one if you want to, or you can have a little breather between each one. We are looking for a flowing movement from one repetition to the next. So if you think you can go for it, just makes it a little bit more challenging for you. As soon as your head's down with your breath in, breathe out and lift. So you move straight into your next repetition. Use your tummy, particularly if you feel it pulls a little bit into your back. 2 more. Great exercise for warming you up. And slowly down. Last time. Lift. Remember, flow, but controlled. And rest. Oh, well done. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. We're going to repeat your single leg kick. So, feet parallel, head down. Head can be turned sideways if it's comfortable for your neck. So, pressing your hips into the mat, squeeze your buttocks, engage your tummy, and bend one knee. Pulse with the foot, 2 pulses, and take it back, and change. So 1, 2, and release. 1, 2, and release. So remember in lesson 5, you could add pointing the toes, so you could flex and point, and release as you pulse, so flex, point, and release. The floor is helping you with this because you're pressing your hips into your mat. We're going to make it a bit harder. To make it more challenging, you need to take yourself away from the floor. So come up onto your elbows, tuck them in underneath your shoulders. Lift your hips, so you're resting on a little bit of your thighs and your knees. Do be careful if you have knee issues with this one. Same thing, so pulse, point, and release. Keeping the pelvis as still as you can, shoulders back and down. So again, your focus is keeping your pelvis as still as you can. Don't let it lift as you bring the foot up. Now I'm going to add a little bit more. It's always about taking more parts of the body off the mat to make it more challenging. This takes a bit of concentration. Lift one leg, then pulse with the other for 1, 2, take it down. Put the leg down, lift the other. Lift, pulse, and release. So you lift one leg, pulse with the one that is resting on the mat. Use your tummy, it's quite challenging. You will find the straight leg will want to join in. Whew, hard. Okay, last 2 if you're still going. Last one. Oh, lost it there. Oh, and then come back down. Really tough. Okay, push up onto hands and knees. cat stretch to release your back. So big stretch, arching your spine. And then take it the other way. And look up. Arching again. And slowly down. Ooh. Really good on your back, those. However, we need to bend the body back the other way. So you're putting a lot on hyperextending your spine. So let's get some curve back into your spine. Remember, this is all about mobilizing your spine, keeping it nice and mobile. So we're going to do that little rolling exercise. We'll start with the easier option, which is the feet on the floor. You can do it with the hands on the floor if you need to. I'm going to go straight to hands on the front of my shins. Tilt the pelvis, curl into a spine. Keep your toes on the floor. Breathe in. As you breathe out, roll. And then bring your feet back to the floor. And repeat. So lift a little and roll. Feet back down. If you want to make it harder, try and start in a balanced position. So curl into a ball, toes lifted, and roll. Back up. Whoop. And try not to put your feet on the mat. And again, roll. Hold. 2 more. Try and use your tummy as your break. And last one. And hold. Now we're going to roll back and stay there like we did in lesson 4. So keeping the head lifted, so you've curled into the ball. Single leg stretch. Opposite hand to knee, other hand to the ankle. Stretch your leg out. Draw it back and switch. Breathe. Shoulders relaxed. Elbows out. Hand, opposite hand onto the front of the knee. Same side hand to the side of the ankle. If that's too much for the neck and shoulders, you can put the head down. Alternatively, you could put the hands behind your head. So supporting your head. Surprisingly tough, that option, as I said the last time. Really feel it working in here. If most options are too much, you can always go back to that option. It's quite nice to do a few of all, the different variations and adaptation. Once doing the slightly one, if your neck's feeling a bit easier, come back up and do a few more, pulling the knee in towards you. Chin to the chest, pull your tummy in, look between your inner thighs. Last 2. And hug the knees in tight. Whew. Have a little gentle roll. And then bring your feet down to the floor. Fab. Well done. So last time we went into double leg stretch. Remember there are 5, got my hand around the right way, 5 powerhouse exercises. So that's the first one we've done today, single leg stretch. We're next going to do the 100. Last time, lesson 5, we did double leg stretch. That's the third one. For the 100, hands down by your sides. Lift the feet one at a time into tabletop. Curl up into that abdominal curl, lift your arms. Your legs can stay in this position or you can extend them out. For some of it, not necessarily all of it, your choice. So breathing in and pulse the arms for 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Legs out if you want to. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pulsing the arms as if bouncing a tennis ball underneath the hands. If you start to shake, bring your knees back in. If you need to, put the head down. Okay, halfway. If you think you can maintain it the whole time, remember you can build up to it. You might want to start the full thing for 2 or 3 breaths, then take it down, knees in. And last breath. and then come down gently and bring the feet to the floor. Full body stretch is your release stretch. Press your back into the floor, pull up the toes, and then bring your arms back. Excellent. So that is 2 of your powerhouse done today so far. We are going to do 1 more. Moving into side kick, coming up onto the hip, supporting the head with your hand or using your arm as a pillow, depending on how your neck feels. Bringing your legs forward slightly, so when you look down you can see your toes. So we're going to do just a tiny little bit of balancing first, and then we're going to do some leg work, adding the hot potatoes. Some of you will know this one well and are probably going, oh no. It's fun. Okay, so to start, breathe in, engage your tummy. As you breathe out, squeeze the legs together and lift both legs. Hold and breathe. Little bit of balance. You can stay on the arm, you can prop your head up. You could take your hand to your thigh, float it up towards the ceiling. Concentrate on the balance. Squeeze the inner thighs. If you want to, you could lift your rib cage off the mat. Hand behind your head, look straight ahead. Find a spot to focus your gaze. Hold it and breathe, deep breaths. If that's too much, you can keep the arm up, keep the ribs down. This is all about this part, so the top of the hip, this is where you should feel it working. Whew. Come down gently. Okay, bring the legs forward and pop them down. Lift the top leg hip height. So you've hinged at the hips, your legs should be at about 45-degree angle from the body. So if you imagine that is 90 degrees, your legs should be about 45. That's your legs in line, so about halfway point. Hand on the floor. Lifting your leg as you breathe out and then lower. So slowly lift and lower. Height of the leg is not that important because your hips are hinged and you've brought the leg forward. You'll find you can go quite high, but don't let your pelvis roll backwards. As that leg comes up, watch you not rolling back. Keep it stacked. Now this time, bring the foot down, tap the floor in front of your mat, lift, then bring it down, tap the floor behind your leg. So up, in front, up, and behind. Again, watching for the hip rolling. Let it all come from the leg within the hip joint. Keep your alignment, ear, shoulder, and hip. And let the only thing moving should be your leg. You can keep your hand on the floor if you need the balance. We're going to add the hot potatoes. So hot potato is to lift and tap. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Tap behind. 2, 3, and lift. In front. 2, 3. Lift behind. 2, 3, and up. Down. 2, 3, and up. Behind. 2, 3. Lift in front. 2, 3. Lift behind. 2, 3. Lift in front. 2, 3. Lift behind. 2, 3. Lift and hold. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.25. Is it burning? Mine is. And relax it down. Oh, what a killer. Okay, give it a rub and a quad stretch to release. Fab. Feel that one burn. Optional extra at this point. Now, not everybody will want to try this. You've not seen it yet if you've been working your way up the classes. It's actually a stretch I used to do in ballet. You put your hand down, grab hold of the heel and slowly pull your leg to get it straight. It gives you a lovely stretch into the hamstrings, and it's one that will come along in the intermediate lessons and definitely in the advanced. And then relax. Excellent. Come up into a sitting position. So we're going to do a little bit of spine twist. I'll just pop the camera up just a fraction so you can see me. That's better. Legs out in front, parallel, slightly wider than your hips, also with your legs crossed. Your choice. You could do soles the feet together, knees out. Arms out to the side. So lengthen up through the spine. Breathe in as you breathe out. Twist. And breathe in, center. Actually move back a wee bit. There you go. And repeat to the other side. So your choice of position, it's up to you. If you struggle sitting in this position, sit on a block. You're aiming to get your shoulders immediately above your hips. As you're twisting, try not to lean forward. Keep the shoulders back and down and your chest lifted. 2 more. So spine twist is one of the original 34 exercises, but it is mainly a preparation for saw. So for saw, take your feet wide, flex the feet. The arms are still out to the side, but you turn the palms to your feet. This time you twist and reach, little finger to little toe, come up, center. Twist, stretch, up and center. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, why is it called saw? The reason is, as you reach forward, we're going to imagine you're sawing off your little toe with the side of your hand. So you twist and reach and pulse for 1, 2, 3, center. Twist and reach for 1, 2, 3, center. And twist for 1, 2, 3, center. And twist for 1, 2, 3, center. Last 2. Pulse. Make sure the pulse comes from your waist, not your shoulder. So the whole body moves. So feeling it from here. Back to the center. Hold. And relax. Lovely. Bring the legs in to sit cross-legged for a mermaid stretch to release. And repeat to the other side. And down. Excellent. Let's do your side kick and hot potatoes on the other side. So lie down. You can prop yourself up with your arm, or you can keep your head down. Feet slightly forward of the hips so that when you look down you can see them. Stack the joints. A little bit of balancing first. Engage your legs, engage your tummy, squeeze your legs. Breathe in, breathe out, lift both legs. And hold. Aim to get your alignment. So think ear, shoulder to hip. Taking the supporting hand when you can to your thigh. And then float it up towards the ceiling. You could reach to lift the ribs off the mat, hand behind your head for the much harder option, and balance. Find a spot to focus your gaze on the floor in front. If that's too much, just hold the arm up. Concentrate on your legs, that's the important bit. This is too much for your shoulder, head down on the arm. And breathe. Excellent. Coming back down, hand to the thigh and then to the floor. Hinge at the hips, bring your legs forward, pop them down. So you've hinged at the hips here. The legs are not at a 90-degree angle, they're not in line with the body, they're about halfway. Keeping the bottom leg on the floor. We'll do a few preps first. Breathe out, lift the top leg, breathe in lower. Don't let your pelvis roll. You're going to go much higher than if the legs were in line with your body, because there's a bit more range of movement when the legs are forward. Don't worry about the height though. So if you're only lifting to about hip height, that's okay. Don't push yourself. If you have sore hips, be careful. So let's add the hot potato. You lift, bring the foot down, tap the floor in front, lift, tap behind. Lift in front. Focus on your pelvis. I'm not worried about the height of the leg. This bit needs to stay as still as possible. So especially when the leg goes behind, watch you're not rolling. As it comes in front, don't let your pelvis roll forward. Add the hot potato. Tap for 1, 2, 3 and lift. Behind. 2, 3 and lift. In front. 2, 3 and behind. 2, 3 and in front. And behind. Again, keep the pelvis still. Use your tummy muscles. Try and relax the shoulders. Nearly there. Is it burning yet? Last one in front and behind. Then lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. Got to keep them both the same. 1.25. 1. Is it burning? Should be about the same place as the other one. Oh, yep. Just start to kick in on this side and lower it down. Excellent. Bend it forward and give it a rub. Quad stretch to release. And remember, we added a new one in here. This is entirely optional. If it's not going to happen because your hips won't go that far, don't worry. Just miss it out. You can hold the quad stretch for a little bit longer because it's lovely. Optional extra, the hand goes down, grab hold of the heel and unfold the leg slowly. Gently pull. Short arms, there's no excuse. I have very short arms. Not many people have shorter arms than me. So it's all about the leg and the hip and stretching the hamstrings. Oh, it's good. And release. Excellent. Okay, roll back onto your back. Knees to chest stretch. Hug the knees in tight. And bring the feet back down to the floor. We're going to do some arm exercises next for your shoulders. I'll just shuffle down the mat a little bit. And then we're going to try those lovely roll-ups. Don't panic. I know some of you hate them. So arms straight up in front, shoulders down. Keeping the body still, a couple of shoulder drops to relax your shoulders. So stretching your hands up towards the ceiling, pull the shoulders off the mat and then let them drop. And again, reach up and drop. We're going to start with backstroke. One arm goes over your head, the other one to your hip. Lift them back up and change. Now obviously you can do this exercise with weights. So if you've got some little hand weights or weighted balls even, both will work. If you've substituted and made your own weights, that'll do too. You could have used bags of rice or bags of sugar or bottles of water. Just something, or a couple of cans of baked beans does just as well. Now we're going to turn this into windmill. So one hand goes over your head, the other one to the hip. Keep them there, close to the mat, circle out, bring them back round and up in front. Same direction. One hand over, one hand down, float them around as close to the floor as you can, even brushing the floor with the backs of your hands. But keeping your shoulders, your torso as still as possible. So watch for the pelvis wanting to rock, your ribs stick up. So you should be aware of using your tummy, change direction, to keep your rib cage pressing gently into the mat, feeling that your sacrum, that flat bit is at the bottom of your spine, is touching the floor. Now if you've got the time, which we all have at the moment, and you want to add a little bit more arm work here, you could do arm circles. Remember in lesson 5 we did angels in the snow and chicken wings. It's quite nice to do those after you've done this, especially if you're using weights. I think that's 4 on each side, and bring your hands back down. Lovely. Okay, Hug your knees in tight. And we're going to do your half roll-ups. So we need you into sitting position. You can roll onto your side, push yourself up, or you could slip your hands into the backs of your knees. Do your roll-up in reverse. Breathe in. As you breathe out, use your tummy and roll up to sitting. Feet onto the floor. Excellent. So we're going to start your half roll-ups with your legs bent. Sit up tall. Arms out in front. Remember, again, this is about the lower back. Tilt the pelvis, spine goes into C shape. Roll back halfway. Hold, breathe in, breathe out, round forward, and sit up straight. And again, so into C curl, halfway back. Hold, breathe in, breathe out, round forward, and sit up straight. If you want to, you can stay at that level. You could try going a little bit further back, just to make your arms work a little bit more, and then come back up. Or if you feel up to it, go all the way down. Keep your legs bent. As you go down, your arms go over your head. Breathe in, lift your arms up. Breathe out. Press your back into the mat, round up, and sit up straight. Now, if you're struggling, because we've done rolling like the ball, the rolling back exercise, you could combine the two. So if you really struggle with this, bring your arms up, tuck in the chin, start to lift. Now if you think no chance, bring your knees up, hook the hands behind, and gently roll back up to sitting. Nice and smooth. It's not cheating. You're still using your abdominal muscles, which is the important bit, and mobilizing your spine. So arms would come up, tuck your chin in, bring your knees up, breathe out, rock gently up. As long as it's controlled, you've got to control it from your center, and sit up tall. Shall we try one more? And slowly down. So that's a nice little adaptation for those of you that don't like to do this, but feel a little bit inconspicuous, get my words right, if doing it in a class. And sit up straight. That means you can still stay in time with the rest of the class. Coming up together. To take it up a level, legs out in front, arms out in front, all the way to the floor. Nice and controlled, slowly. Arms over your head. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathe out, tuck in the chin. Oh, not happening today. Breathe out, come up to sitting, sit up straight, and go forward into your spine stretch. Doesn't always work for me. You'll find the same. Some days are easy, other days are really hard. I'll try one more. Breathe in, breathe out. Press the back into the mat. Round up, sit up straight, and forward into spine stretch. And back up to sitting. Let's go all the way down to the floor and stay there. So hands down by your sides, bend your knees. We're going to do the third powerhouse exercise in today's session, which is scissors. So we're going to add just that last little bit of the scissors to help prepare you for going into intermediate. When you're ready, mind, don't rush it. So from your base position, checking you're in neutral, lifting your feet one at a time into tabletop. So we've got those two right angles, knees and hips. Move from the hip, take one foot down, tap and lift. Breathe out and in. Shoulders relaxed, use your tummy muscles. So we've all done this option many times in class, and if you're new to this, hopefully you've been practicing it quite a bit to get up to this level. You're still forming that scissor action with the legs. To take it up, you can add an abdominal curl, like we did for the 100, lift your arms. Keep that movement going with your legs. Your chin to the chest, you're looking between your inner thighs. Breathe out as the foot goes down, breathe in as it comes up. To take it up a level, extend your legs, both hands behind one leg, take the leg down, bring it back and switch. So that's almost your full scissors. My favourite exercise. Try and keep the knees straight, keep your hands away from the back of your knee joint. If you think, oh no, I don't like that, it's far too much, hurts the backs of my legs, go back to that option. Hands just by your sides. Moving from the hip, not from the knee. Last two. And then rest. Excellent. Hug the knees in tight. And then feet to the floor. A lot of work in the thighs and your abs, so we're going to move straight into bridges, which is quite nice to bend your body back. A bit like when we did our front lying exercises, the prone exercises, and then rolling like a ball after it. This does the same sort of thing. So always getting that sense of bending the body one way and then the other. Bring your hands down by your sides, feet a little bit closer. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis, lower back into the mat. Remember, you can use your hand weights at this point if you want to. Peel slowly up into bridge, arms over your head. Leaving your arms there as you breathe out. Roll your spine down slowly. Press the lower back into the mat. Roll your pelvis back to neutral. As you bring your arms back, if you want to, you could add that little ab curl or curl up and repeat. Breathing out as you roll down. Abdominal curl on the end. Let's just do one more and we'll add a little bit of leg. And roll down slowly. Excellent. Now when you add the legs, this time feel free to take them up over your head if you want to. So come up, the arms I mean, not the legs. Come up into bridge, arms up. This is much more challenging. If you think, oh no, I can't do that, please keep your arms down by your sides. Then lift one leg, extend, bend and replace. Because your arms are over your head, you'll feel your body wants to twist more to take the weight. So really squeeze your bum, use your core to keep your pelvis as level and as still as you can. Once you've done a couple, you'll find it's much easier as you start to work out which muscles to pull in to keep you stable. Last one. And then roll it down slowly. And then bring your arms back. Wow, well done. Hip flexor stretch to release. Draw one knee in and slide the other leg out. And change legs. And then relax. Excellent. Now we're going to use the band for your stretches. Obviously, if you haven't got a band, a little bit harder, but you could do the ones we've done previously. Or you could use a dressing gown belt or a scarf. Hook it onto your right foot, slide your left leg out, arms down by your sides and gently pull. So far we've been doing hamstring stretches, just concentrating mainly on stretching, pulling the legs straight up towards you, which does stretch mainly your middle hamstring. You have 3 on each leg. So we're going to add a little bit extra. So as you gently pull, and hold. The toes should be pointing towards your shoulder. We're going to try and turn the leg in. So it's a tiny movement. You turn the leg within the hip so your toes point over the body towards the opposite shoulder. So that will then stretch your inner hamstring. Gently pull. Then turn the leg out so the toes point out to the side. Don't let the leg float out just yet. Keep gently pulling. Keeping the leg then turned out, take it out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Now you may well find after doing hot potatoes that it's going much further. Check that your pelvis is not rolling. Come back to the center, bend your knee, and then take the leg over the other side. And back to the center, change feet. So hamstring stretch with your left leg now. So look at it, make sure you're lining it up. Second toe, kneecap to shoulder or hip. Turn it in, so the toes point across the body to the right shoulder. Again, tiny little movement. Then turn it out, so the toes point over the left shoulder. And gently pull. So that's getting it into that outer hamstring. Keep gently pulling. Shoulders relaxed, elbows down. Keep the leg turned out and float it out to the left. Drawing it back to the center, bend your knee and take the leg over the other side. And then release back to the center. Bend your knee to release your band and a knees to chest stretch to finish. Lifting the head and shoulders if it's comfortable. And then have a little roll from side to side. Again, only if it's comfortable, make sure the head's down. And then bring your feet to the floor. You can relax now. Take a few minutes to relax and breathe just to let everything settle. Lying flat out if you want to, but remember it's better to lie with your legs bent. Helps relax the spine. And breathe. Nice deep breaths. Scanning around the body, making sure nothing feels tight or that you're engaging it. And try and let everything go. So relaxing your fingers and toes. Relaxing your calf muscles, your thighs, and letting your hips sink down into the floor. Relaxing your arms and let go of your shoulders. Now you can lie there as long as you like by switching me off and just relaxing. But when you're ready to move again, just roll onto your side. Take your time, push yourself up into sitting position. Sit still for a minute in case you're a little bit dizzy or lightheaded. And then get to your feet. As I say, take your time. Hope you've enjoyed lesson number 6. Remember, do this a few more times if necessary before moving into intermediate. You might need to backtrack to the previous ones. If you're enjoying it, please do subscribe by pressing the button just below this video. Hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.